Welcome back to Sleepy Letterpress. If you saw a few weeks ago, we created a 1980s card. Cool things were created in the 1980s. One favorite is you. Well, we're going to do one for the 70s. This young lady is turning 50, while this one was turning 40. I thought it'd be a great idea to go ahead and switch up and make this into a card for the 70s. Before we do, I wanted to give away my little secret because I've had a few people ask, how did we do two color on a 3x5 Kelsey? Stay tuned. I'm going to show you that and bring you along as we make our new 1970s version of this. The way we were able to accomplish the two color on the Kelsey 3x5 was by disabling the disc from rotating. So normally, as this would go up and down every time, the disc would rotate. I'm going to show you how we disabled it. I'm not sure if you can see it, but this is the piece that when you rotate this, it goes up, it comes down, and it causes this disc to be rotated. But I held it back with this wire. By undoing it, you'll be able to see how it is meant to work. Now that I've removed the wire, you can see how the finger pushes the disc around, and that's how the ink gets distributed evenly on the rollers and across the disc. Now, why did I show you that? I felt like the card could have turned out a little better, and I think it would, and it will, when we do it on the Vandercook using a brayer instead of a Kelsey that's really meant for one color at a time. I just wanted the challenge, and I thought it was really fun. But today, we're going to do it on Vandercook with a brayer. So, let's go. Now, one thing that will make this a little easier than last time is that I saved the form. Unlike nowadays where you can save a file, put it in a folder on your computer, and pull it back up when you need it. In this day, in this technology, you would save a form. And so, knowing I was going to do a 1970s, I saved our 1980s form. And there it is. The work's almost done. All we got to do is find the 1970s. And I already know where we're going for that. Okay, all we're changing out is the 8. There it is. So all we got to do to change this from the 80s to the 70s is this 7. The perfect 7 for the 70s. Let's do it. A lot of these old forms were held together by string. We just got to untie the string and make our replacement. If you saw the last video, you know that there aren't coins and keys with this little chase here. Even though we're not going to print it on the Kelsey, I did want everything nice and tight inside of a chase. but there's no coins and keys, just inset screws. And almost feel guilty that was so easy, but we paid for it the last time with the 80s. Now, let's talk color. If I asked you what color combination best epitomizes the 1970s, what would you say? I was guessing orange and brown. I asked Google, and Google confirmed. Orange and brown are two colors, are a color combination that represent quite well the 1970s. So for this card, we're going to try and do it with a Pantone matching number 021, and our brown is a 484. We'll see how it goes. The way the proof press were used, you take your form, probably still your galley tray, lay it on the bed, run your print, and proofread it. It was a lot easier to proofread it and a lot less expensive to proofread it here than once it got on press. Generally, more experienced press people were running the presses and not as much the proofreaders. So that's how we're going to do it here. It just so coincidentally fits inside of here perfectly, this galley tray inside of this wood. We will turn this form here. I'm going to add a piece of furniture here so that when we go to do our print, everything will lay a little more flat and not flat like this. It's locked in the chase, so I'm not too concerned about the type going anywhere. It just be lining up for the few prints that we're going to do. Let's see how it goes. The 70s. There you have it. Cool things were created in the 1970s. One favorite is you. I love how this turned out, and actually did work out quite a bit better on the Vandercook, and I am thankful that we tried that out. I was so pleased with how the blend of the two colors at one time turned out. I did a few posts, like little mini posters here, because I have a few people that'll be having some birthdays soon, and all born in the 70s. I am excited to give this card to my friend who is turning 50 in the next few days. She's a wonderful person, deserves a one-of-a-kind card, and I'm excited to give it to her. I hope you enjoyed this. It was a lot of fun to put together. Already cleaned up all the ink except for what's on my hands. I've got to put away some type, and we're done for this week. I'll see you next time.
Ink on my fingers and paper in the air. Old press is rolling like they just don't care. Stacks of newsprint and broken chairs. This old print shop's got stories to share. Hear that click-clack, make a rhythm and a rhyme. Typewriters singing one letter at a time. Rolling drums and beating hearts align. In this print shop we freeze moments in time.